A massive update on the Mighty Nein animated, huge changes for Magic the Gathering, and Brennan Mulligan lays down the law. Welcome to Tabletop News Tuesday on the character sheet, where this week we have Mighty Nein updates and some major Magic changes. But before we dive in, please take a moment to hit those like and subscribe buttons to help us keep these videos coming. And then, let's dive into the news.
News team, assemble!
Some of the Critical Role cast sat down with Polygon to give fans the biggest update yet on the status of the Mighty Nein animated series. And according to Travis and Marisha, you should not expect something similar to the Legend of Vox Machina, and you may be seeing the Mighty Nein sooner than you think. To quote Travis, "We've written all of Season 1. The storyboards are all being locked, if they haven't been already. So it's off to our overseas studio. We're getting animation tests back and seeing things come back in color. We've designed all the characters, the magical spells and effects are being considered. We're talking about music and how it's going to be different from Vox. So it's definitely more than halfway done, and I think everybody's going to be really thrilled with the way it's turning out. It's not going to be the same tone as Vox Machina. In Vox, they start off together. They're kind of a bunch of slapdicks that are just making the best of their situation. But I think we did that because we knew we had a short runway to start with. With Mighty Nein, we wanted to back up even further and start from what I think we would call a Session 0 perspective, which is meeting the characters individually, taking our time with how do they come together, and really letting people see the earliest parts of their journeys. Which Marisha followed up by saying, the Mighty Nein definitely do not start out as friends and do not like each other as this new series kicks off. So not only are they more than halfway done, but the tone in the show is going to really highlight those early conflicts between the Mighty Nein, like Ford threatening Caleb, or Bo threatening Caleb, basically a lot of threatening Caleb. But when asked if they could only pick one thing, finishing Vox Machina the way they want, doing the animated Mighty Nein series, or doing a Bell's Hells original series, Travis flat out said the answer was Mighty Nein. So expect this to be the best animated offering yet from Critical Role when it debuts next year.
Come on, give me it. Give me it.
The reviews are in for Dragon Age: The Veilguard, but not without some surprising drama. While critics seem to universally enjoy the new BioWare RPG, one YouTuber appears to have been busted breaking his NDA by leaking his copy or his gameplay footage to someone posting racist and homophobic slurs, along with the still under embargo gameplay footage on social media. And the giveaway appears to be that the YouTuber made a very unique customization of Rook, one of the playable characters, who appears to look exactly the same in the leaked footage and in his own game review, which of course spent a lot of time complaining about the wokeness of the game. A lot of fans pointed this out, noting that it was a clear breach of NDA, and the YouTuber, who we aren't naming to keep from driving traffic that way, may be facing some serious legal penalties. But for the rest of the reviewing world, the game is apparently shaping up to be one of the best RPGs of the year, alongside Metaphor ReFantasio, with a lot of reviews praising the gameplay and storyline and calling it a return to form for the classic franchise. But you can decide for yourself when you pick up the game when it drops later this week.
Good news, everyone!
Magic the Gathering has made a huge announcement this past weekend, revealing that not only is a core mechanic of combat changing in the game, but even more importantly, the Universes Beyond sets that fans have been enjoying these past few years will now all be playable, legal sets in Standard going forward in 2025. Magic says they're aiming for a 3-in-3 yearly release schedule, with 3 core Magic setting expansions and 3 Universes Beyond setting expansions, like the upcoming Final Fantasy one, every year, with all 6 being legal in Standard Magic. Wizards of the Coast said they were going to lean into more huge collabs in the future, and this is a massive step in that direction, as previously these Universes Beyond decks were restricted to very specific formats. They also announced the new Foundation set, which is kind of like a yearly best of set with reprints of important cards to make collecting easier, has also changed the way that damage works in the game, basically cutting out a step to make attacking and defending more streamlined, and giving less chance for abilities to interrupt the attack phase. But for most of you casual Magic fans out there, the big news is Foundations will make it easier than ever to get back into or try out Magic the Gathering. And you will be able to legally play Universes Beyond stuff like the new Final Fantasy set in your decks. So prepare for Magic to get even more popular in 2025.
Hot damn!
In some big Kickstarter news, Chaosium's ElfQuest Deluxe Kickstarter goes live today, bringing you one massive collection of all things ElfQuest, their TTRPG based on the classic ElfQuest comics, but with a few quality of life improvements, like integrating all the second edition errata into the text of the book instead of just slamming it all into one big ugly chapter at the back. ElfQuest Deluxe has already gotten over 3,300 people following it before its official launch at the time of writing, and we expect the game to soar past its funding goal in relative short order as fans get a chance to experience the best version of a classic TTRPG that was just a little too crunchy and too ahead of its time when it first released almost exactly 40 years ago. So make sure you swing by Kickstarter and check it out when it goes live.
Check this out.
And finally, friend of the channel and general all-around amazing human Brennan Lee Mulligan has laid down the law in one of the most entertaining videos we've seen on Twitter in a long time. And yes, I refuse to call it X, it's still Twitter. When asked by a fan to tell their home game DM to go easy on the party and not kill anyone as they approach the end of their Wild Beyond the Witchlight campaign, the Dimension 20 star pulled a shocking 180 on the fan and let the DMs of the world know where his allegiance truly lies. In this amazingly funny clip, we just want you all to take a minute to enjoy.
She's talking to me about, this death, dismay, torment, the end and ruin of the world coming here in this space. And I'm here to tell you that if you even think about killing May and those other PCs, the rest of the party, I've got your back. You do what you need to do. You absolutely do what you need to do. You absolutely do what you need to do. Don't let these PCs push you around. Don't let them push you around. You know what needs to happen, baby.
And that's all for Tabletop News Tuesday this week. Let us know what your favorite segment was in the comments, and please don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons.